How many times have you told yourself, I'm going to start working out, and you even subscribed to a gym membership because you thought paying for it would make you go, only then to say, I'm going tomorrow, I'm going next Monday, or maybe I'm even waiting for 1st of January. Trust me, I've been there as well, and I thought I was a lost case. But it's not you, but your systems that are the problem. So in this video, I'm going to share how you can successfully start your fitness journey and this time also stick with it. My name is Carla, and on this channel, I'm going to share all tips about fitness and wellness and becoming your best self. When I started working out years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I actually just fell in love with the idea of a fit lifestyle. Yeah, I got super obsessed. I watched hundreds of YouTube videos just to try to find the magic exercise that would change it for me. But at some point I realized it's not that. It's really just about consistency. Showing up for myself over and over and over again is what eventually brought the results, and it transformed me from this to this. Being consistent and continuously showing up though is the harder part of the journey next to starting. So you will have to create systems for yourself that will set you up for success. So if you really implement the tips I'm going to share with you, I promise you working out will become second nature to you. Whenever I have people asking me how to start working out, they're usually super motivated, they want to go all in, they want to go to the gym several times per week and change what they're eating. But if you start from not working out and not really looking at what you're eating to that, we can all agree that it's a bit of a big step. That will make it really hard to stay motivated after the first few weeks and stick with it. This is because motivation will only carry you so far, and what you need after that is discipline. And I know, discipline has a bit of a negative connotation because as children we had to be disciplined. Our parents wanted to establish healthy habits for us. Without them we probably wouldn't have eaten our veggies, we wouldn't have gone to school. So once we enter adulthood and we are free to choose, we usually resist discipline. But discipline is actually nothing else than self-love. Self-love doesn't need to be you putting on a face mask and cucumbers, lighting your candles and sitting in a bathtub. While you can still do this, but self-love actually means doing something for yourself today that you might not feel like doing in the moment, but that will benefit you tomorrow. So if we come back to the example from not really working out consistently to going to the gym several times per week and changing your eating habits, it will be super hard to keep these habits once the motivation leaves. Therefore, I really recommend starting small. For example, go on your daily walk, or if you take the public transport to work, you can exit one station earlier. You can go to the gym once a week for half an hour, because just showing up will strengthen your habit, and once you build that habit, you can always stack on top. This one might seem obvious because you think you know why you're working out. Because maybe you're like, okay, I want to lose weight, or you want to gain weight, like me when I started. But once I started working out, I realized it's so much more than that. It made me feel more confident in myself. I could push myself out of my comfort zone, and it became my identity. It's like brushing your teeth. You're not questioning if you will brush your teeth tonight or not. You're just doing it. And once you establish that identity, it's very easy. So it might make sense if you sit down for a few minutes and really write down on a physical piece of paper why you want to work out. And yeah, there's no problem with wanting a physical transformation, but maybe there's something else. Ask yourself, why do I want to lose weight? And answer that question honestly, because once you write down that goal, your subconscious will be much more impressed than just saying, I want to lose weight. If you go to the gym without a plan, first of all, you will lose a lot of time because you are there and then you're trying to figure out what exercise to do next, and then maybe the machine is taken. Second of all, you will more likely procrastinate your workout. Think about a task where you know exactly what the next step is. You will most likely do it because there's not so much to it. But if you have a bigger, complex, vague task, you will procrastinate it because your brain needs to know what the next step is. So if you have a plan before you go to the gym, it will be 10 times easier for you to go. Because when you know exactly what your next step is, what your first exercise is, what your second one is, how many sets you're gonna do, you will just go there and you will not have to waste the energy to think about what you're going to do. So to see results in the gym, you will need to do the same exercise or variants of the same exercise over a prolonged period of time. And that's why I really recommend tracking your progress. When I started working out, I was just tracking it here in this little notebook. There's probably many out there. But nowadays I'm using an app where I just put in my exercises manually. You can also get an app from your favorite fitness influencer where they explain all the exercises to you. Most importantly is that you have a plan. If you're working full-time like me, it will be super hard to go to the gym if you just say, yeah, I'm going to go when I feel like it, because most of the time you won't feel like it. I certainly don't feel like working out all the time, but I set myself up for success. So you have to be prepared mentally and physically. But if you tell yourself on a Sunday evening or the beginning of the week that this week I'm going to work out on these days at these times, the mere act of setting the intention will make an impact, because your brain will more likely follow it because it doesn't like cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when you say you're going to do something but then you don't do it. It will feel very uncomfortable. So only setting the intention is already the biggest step. Also, if you want to go to the gym in the morning, make sure you prepare your stuff the day before. Because the last thing you want to do is rushing in the morning, trying to find all your stuff, half asleep, especially if you're not a morning person like me, because it will make you less likely to go. And we want to set ourselves up for success, right? So if you have the bag prepared, it also plays into the intention part. The bag is there, there's no excuse, so you will go. And if you want to go after work or uni, make sure you bring your gym bag with you, because what you don't want to do is coming home from a long day, sitting down on the couch, and then going. Because you won't. If you do, you got my respect. Romanticizing just makes everything more fun in life. It's really about appreciating this little moment. So instead of thinking of it as a task or even a chore, make it a little ritual. Hype yourself up with your favorite music. Create an own gym playlist. Fix your hair. Put on some makeup if you like. And grab your favorite workout fit. Whether it's some dark hoodie and a cap and completely covered, or you like a matching bright outfit, just make it your style. Because if you feel more confident in your clothing, you will also work out harder. You want to show up for yourself, you want to feel good in your body, so this will absolutely help. What I also like to do is creating a pre-workout drink. Obviously you can just drink water if you like, but I like a tasty drink, so I will show you how I do this. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really hope the tips help and that you implement them. So please let me know in the comments what you struggle with the most, and subscribe if you never want to miss a video about fitness, wellness tips, and becoming your best self. I'll see you next time. Bye!